In today's video tutorial I will show you how to make crocheted leaf in Bruges lace technique. For work you need 2 balls of yarn and a crochet hook. Let's begin the work. Make a chain of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7 of them are for the chain space, other 4 for the double crochet stitches. Now let's begin the work. Make 4 double crochet. Make double crochet into the 4th chain stitch from the beginning. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Row 1 is ready. Chain of 7, turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn the work. Make 4 double crochet in a row. Well done. Let's look. This is the beginning of the work. This side will be inside part of the lace, and this is front side of the lace. We have done 2 chain spaces. Then you should continue by yourself and you should make 1 chain space on each side. I have done 1 chain space on each side. We need to do 1 more chain space on the inside part. Chain of 7 for this. Turn the work. Make 4 double crochet in a row. Now I'm going to work with turn. For this I will use these 3 chain spaces. For the turn, make chain of 3. Insert the hook into the chain space. Pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space and pull up a loop. Then insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on the hook. Then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. The turn is ready. Here how it looks. Then chain of 3. Turn the work. Make 4 double crochet in a row. Chain of 7 for the chain space. Turn the work. 4 double crochet. Chain of 7, turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. Let's look what we have. This is the beginning of the motif. After the turn, I did 1 chain space on each side. Then you should continue by yourself, and you need to do 2 chain spaces on each side. I have made 2 chain spaces on each side. Here how it looks. Now I'm going to work with turn on the opposite side. I will use 3 chain spaces. Let's make the turn. For this chain of 3, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on the hook. Then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Let's look at our turns. Firstly, I did turn on this side, then on the opposite side. Chain of 3, make 4 double crochet in a row. Chain of 7, make double crochet 4 times in a row. We continue working on the Bruges lace. Then you should make 3 chain spaces on the side where we did the turn. We have done 3 chain spaces after the last turn. Now I will work with the turn on the opposite side. For this I will use 3 chain spaces as I did usually. For this, make chain of 3, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop, insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, and insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Here how it looks. We have done the 3rd turn, chain of 3, and continue working on the Bruges lace. Make 4 double crochet. Chain of 7 for the chain space. Turn the work. Make 4 double crochet. We need to continue the work. After the last turn, we need to do 3 chain spaces. I have done 3 chain spaces after the last turn. Let's make the next turn. I will use 3 chain spaces on the opposite side from the last turn. Chain 3, insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, and insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Pull through all loops on the hook, then chain 3. Make 4 double crochet. Chain of 7. Turn the work. 4 double crochet. Now let's look what we have. Here how it looks my leaf. Now I repeat what we did before. This is the beginning of the work. As you remember, we did first turn where I used 3 chain spaces. Then I continue working, made Bruges lace, then did the turn that I used 3 chain spaces as usually. Then I did Bruges lace and the turn. After that I continued the work with the Bruges lace and made a turn. I remind you, I used 3 chain spaces in each turn. Next time I'm going to make this turn and this one. Continue. We have done one more turn on each side. This is the top part. This is the down part. Here how it looks. Then you should make 3 chain spaces on each side. I have done 3 chain spaces on each side after the last turn. Now I show you how to make the turn. In this case I will make the turn on the top part of the Bruges lace. I will use 4 chain spaces. I did 3 chains, insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop. We have 5 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Here how it looks. Chain of 3. Turn the work. Make 4 double crochet. Make a chain of 7 for the chain space. I turn the work. Make 4 double crochet in a row. Then we need to do 2 more chain spaces on the side where I did the turn. And we'll look what we have. Here how it looks. This is the beginning of the work. We have done the first side of our leaf motif in Bruges lace. This is the last turn. This is the top of our leaf. As you remember, I have done 2 chain spaces after the last turn. Now I'm going to work with turn on the opposite side where I use 3 chain spaces. Make chain of 3, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through. The turn is ready. Chain of 3, turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. Chain of 7 for the chain space. Turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. Here how it looks. This is the central part of the leaf. If you have done everything correct, you should get 2 chain spaces on the top of the leaf. After the last turn, we need to do 3 chain spaces. I continued the work. I have done 3 chain spaces on each side. I will work with turn. For this chain 3, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop, insert the hook into the chain space, pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook. Chain of 3, turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. Then chain of 7, turn the work, make 4 double crochet in a row. Let's look what we have. I began the second side of the leaf. I have done 2 turns. This is the middle turn. They are 6 turns on the first side, so we need to do 6 turns on the first side. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have done 2 turns. Then you should make 4 more by yourself. I put in the half like this. And look what we need to do next time. You should use 3 chain spaces in each turn. I have done the second side of the leaf. Let's look at our leaf. Here how it looks. After the last turn, I need to do 3 more chain spaces on each side. I'm going to make this to make the next turn. I did 3 chain spaces on each side. Let's make the turn. Let's make the last turn. Chain 3. Insert the hook into the next chain space. Pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, and insert the hook into the next chain, pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on the hook that yarn over, pull through. The turn is ready. I'm going to work with stalk. Это слово ты проверишь. Make a chain of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Make single crochet. Then it should continue till the end of the chain. I have done single crochet. I turn the work, insert the hook into the stitch, make a slip stitch, chain of 3, make 4 double crochet for the Bruges lace. Turn the work. Let's look what we have. We have done the shape of the leaf. Now we need to complete the work. For this I will sew 2 pieces together at this point. I have sewn 2 pieces together. Then I show you how to fill it up, the central part of the leaf. Continue working with our second part of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.